has some candy.
Hey, my name's Eric Stromer. This is Cindy Dole, my partner. We have a radio show called Your Home Wizards. So check it out, yourhomewizards.com. We're syndicating. We're now in a couple of markets and we're growing rapidly. It's all about home and life improvement. And we're so excited to be here. We broadcast from here already.
Yeah, right over there in the Multimedia Lounge.
Talking about the new hot trends.
Did you guys love the uncontained? All those trends in uncontained? Wasn't that amazing?
I feel very restricted and squirrely. I don't like it. Can I have more freedom? It's like
You're like a puppet? I can't move our hands.
Yeah, okay.
All right,
anyway,
are we okay,
hi.
boss? Are we all right? It feels like there's a lot of feedback. Okay.
Anyway, so basically what we wanted to do was come here and say hi to you guys and talk about a couple of different things that are very dear to us. Number one, who has seen something that they really love today here at this fine show? Raise your hand. Come. Come over here. Get up. Stand up. Round of applause for our first contestant. Come on in here. Okay, now you stand awkward and creepy just like us.
Yeah.
And speak into the microphone right here. What did you see?
I saw 3/8 of an inch thick onyx from Forza.
Okay, thank you. Round of applause.
Wow. Okay.
Where is that? Okay, so it's surfaces, different surfaces, different stones. Wow.
That's pretty amazing.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. Huh. Okay, so thinner than the 3/4. Very nice. All right, anybody else? What else? Anybody else see? Let me see. Is that your product? Okay, I can't walk there because I'll
get feedback.
Throw it. Just throw it to me.
Yes, I can't walk there.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Nice?
Yeah, that's very nice.
Did you guys see a Hayfala? I loved their the cabinets and the cupboards that were all like motorized and accessible and ergonomic. A lot of cool things.
Yeah, very interesting.
With LED lights.
We love the LED lights because now apparently, I just installed these in my own home. Has anybody put in this outdoor lighting? Anybody? They make LED lighting for the exterior home. You go to the big box store, you buy a box for about 80 bucks. It comes with 3 uplights and some walkway lights, and it virtually uses no energy, and you never have to change the light bulb, and it's unbelievable. Please, do yourselves a favor, get this. It's very easy to install. I love it. I now have illuminated trees. It looks like I live at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel. I'm just going to say, it really is fantastic. What else have you seen that you love?
Well, I mean, what we've both discovered is it feels like the design and the approach to both the kitchen and bath trends seem to be more function first than style. Does it feel that way to you guys? Like it's more like, what is it that's going to help us attain a better lifestyle? That it isn't like just, well, like as you call it, dolphin design.
Yeah,
like
remember back in the 80s with the dolphin faucets that came up and everything looked really ornate and like you were living in Caligula's time or something. Now I think it's form and function combined. I think that the brands are listening to what the consumers want in the way of fashion, in the way of trend. It's all kind of showing up in a way that feels affordable, accessible, and not too high-minded. So it feels like, you know,
some luxury. I mean, a little bit. We want to pamper.
But not. We don't have dolphins,
which
I'm relieved by.
We also want to talk about the whole idea of hiring kitchen trained designers.
Yes, we love this. Tell them about your experience.
I went through my own kitchen project, and we talk about design and all things home all the time. But still, I wanted to have a professionally trained kitchen designer and KBA designer to help us because we trained for the first time. Our own kitchen in California from a 1950s home and 1970s appliances to now something that really is transitional and cool and great. And so for the past 10 years, my husband
Wait, hold on. Yeah. You got to understand, the kitchen that she had, you guys
it was orange.
Has anybody ever eaten Doritos? You know the color of Doritos?
Well,
it was that color.
I mean, see that beautiful orange
Not like
scarf?
That. It wasn't like that,
That's Tango Tangerine.
No, that's a good color.
Mine was a little bit, well, I tried to make it kind of terracotta orange, but anyway, it wasn't ideal. It was a fun pop of color. It felt good. What? Not as bad as Cheetos.
That's true.
But it looked great with our cobalt blue little accents.
It didn't look great.
Anyway, so we hired this great NKBA designer, and we blew out a wall. We really made it an open transitional space. And one of the cool tips that she gave me that I don't think I would have gotten without a great NKBA designer was to choose 2 different colors of cabinetry. Have you guys worked that way before? So like the island was the lighter, the beachy kind of a tone, and then the major surround was the darker, and I love that because now I feel like not only do I get to have the best of both worlds, I get to have 2 colors instead of just one, but it instantly makes my kitchen feels like it's not just one style. it's kind of a little bit of traditional, but also kind of beachy fresh. And so-
Apparently, you don't have to have all the same style in a kitchen,
Yeah,
just
that's-
like you don't have to put all your furniture on the outside of your house like it's in a centrifuge
Who
and it's
knew?
against every wall on the exterior. Apparently, you can
Yeah.
put everything in the middle and make it look fancy and fantastic,
and
which is
different kinds of hardware too. Like
Exactly.
we have now 3 different kinds of hardware, as you guys know, the bling of the house, and so that made it fun. And we also have 2 or 3 different kinds of counter surfaces. So anyways, a good learning experience, and so I just feel that we talk about it on the radio a lot, and I'm sure you guys would nod that you got to have an NKBA designer. How many of you guys are designers? Are most of you designers? Yay!
Are you guys NKBA? Do you guys like New Kids on the Block? Does it sound like it kind of sounds similar? I like their second record so
New
much.
Kids,
Yeah.
NKBA, yeah, New Kids.
No, but the thing I love about the NKBA designer, you know, it's that you're constantly trained, you understand what the new trends are, but you also know the codes, what's happening in
Yeah.
your specific state. It makes a huge difference when you see that accreditation. Anybody have any questions at this point? Yes, no, maybe? Anybody want to sing a song? No?
No.
Okay. All right, we'll let you know.
So the kitchen transformation, it took us about 3 months, which is huge, right? Because you would say that that's ridiculous. I mean, if
She
any
had
of you-
one of those experiences where everyone comes, they start off as very slim, attractive young
Well, all the
workers,
labor
and
guys.
now they're huge, they're obese. She
Well,
kept
they're
feeding
not
them.
obese, but I mean, I think that you want to feed your people, and it really made a difference because they become like family. Don't you guys have that experience where you're working on a project, and it's nice to be surrounded by people that you all get along and you're close, and then when you reward them with a snack, we had
Yeah.
coffee for 'em and things. It just made for a great experience.
I was a general contractor for 25 years, and when somebody would, and this is a great tip, if you're going to hire somebody, if you just occasionally throw them a little crumb of something like a cookie or a little sandwich every now and then, I swear to God, your guys want to work so much
Because
harder
they're
for you.
human now, right?
It makes
Yeah,
a huge difference.
yeah,
Versus my wife's, this is what I got all the time. And this is what you do. You scapegoat your spouse in order to get your needs met when you're trying to tell the guy or girl what to do in your house. So this is how it goes.
Yeah.
My wife says she really doesn't like the way the grouts looked, which means, in translation,
Uh-huh.
I hate what you've done. So you got to change, but I'm going to blame my wife and throw her
Uh-huh.
under a bus. So when
Perfect.
you're working for people, make sure you understand that. Go
Well, it's
ahead.
communication. And that was the other thing that was cool on our kitchen project. I worked with both a woman contractor and a woman kitchen and bath designer. And here I am with all these women together. And that really opened up more communication. I mean, Eric is unusual. He's very open and listens, but a lot of guys in
Go on.
construction and great. And people love you.
I think
But
that
seriously,
I
wouldn't you
think
say
that
most men in construction don't listen?
there's no question, and I also think that most men in construction don't clean up as effectively
yeah.
as women contractors. Really, it was like a textbook job site. They came, they did their thing. They would actually clean up. They taped off the vents, make
Right.
sure that when the guys come, they tape the vents off because your air conditioning or heater system will suck in all that dust, and then it gets redistributed through the house for like the next 3 months. So just really simple little things like that can be very helpful.
And then
Go ahead.
living without a kitchen, boy, I mean, no one really talks about that. And I think there's a cookbook there, Cooking Without a Kitchen, because, whether it's 3 months or 6 months or longer, all of a sudden now you're living on your grill. We had our microwave that we put out by our pool deck, and that's where we were literally, putting lean cuisines and living on that for a while.
No, I would come over and her husband Bill and her were squatting around a little campfire.
Washing dishes.
Cooking possum outside, basically, for about 3 months.
Yeah. But and you miss not having a dishwasher.
You do.
Although now we have this Kalamazoo outdoor dishwasher, we can do dishes.
Have you guys seen the
Have you guys seen the
booth?
Kalamazoo dishwasher, the outdoor dishwasher?
The company is honoring this outdoor living. It's so. Hey, welcome
Sure.
everybody! Round of applause for our new members.
Yay! And how long have you been alcohol-free?
Yeah.
Oh, good. You're my
24
kind of
hours.
gal.
Yeah,
It's
good.
cocktail hour, isn't it? Come on.
So yeah, but anyway, to Cindy's point, as she's remodeling her kitchen, I think it's important for you guys to, as designers or architects or contractors or homeowners, to really kind of assess a real timetable, what it's going to take, prepare for that experience.
And
you're
the
gonna
emotion.
And the emotion.
Yeah.
Of it. It's unbelievable. I can't tell you how many years I've had to sort of do couples therapy when I'm remodeling a house because people start to go at each other because they stress out because you're basically opening all the drawers as you're moving the bedside table out, and it's like, wow, what's this? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to look at that. And then it's like you're really tearing all the walls down. And
you are, and our bedroom became
well.
our pantry, basically. All of a sudden now we have our pasta and our dry goods, right on the other side of our bed, basically, because you clear out everything from your kitchen and 3 different rooms.
And nothing spells romance like a bag of rice-a-roni on your bed.
It's like, wow,
Trust me,
really.
it's fantastic.
Yeah. But the other thing we want to talk about is something that we're seeing at Uncontained, but I think that the verbiage that they've chosen at Uncontained, as Mandy, the designer, was sharing with us with this Sphere group, it's not aging in place or universal design, it's what?
Well, hey, first of all, you know what we're referring to about this container area over here. So there are 5 separate containers, essentially these big bedroom-size rooms that they've honored with the design that kind of reflects the age or demographic of that specific age group. So now what we're seeing, I think, is the brands, again, are honoring what the people are and who they are generationally, and they're creating product for them. And at the same time, they actually contribute to design as well, and they also contribute to what we're buying and how they're not imposing on us. We're contributing.
They're not
telling
labeling
them what
us.
we want.
It's more like, well, you guys have seen it, I'm sure. If you haven't, you got to see it. It's very well done. But it's so neat to hear how this research unfolded. I mean, they've been looking at hundreds and hundreds of books and magazines and soaking up all the knowledge from all over the country to really tap into our brain and what it is that's going to make us tick. And so then, whether it's Target or the automakers or designers or Lowe's or whatever.
Yeah, or the reason, like, this woman has this orange scarf right here is because
tangerine.
Pantone, the color company, decides what the hot color is, and then they kind of impose that on society, and pretty soon you see all things that are that tone. It's amazing how that works.
But with this contained, uncontained thing, it didn't feel like they were imposing on us, but they're predicting and what will really show how all these different age groups are living together. Well, let's talk about, like, in your own home. Eric has aging parents. How many of you have aging parents or relatives right now that you're thinking about how do you, So the whole aging thing becomes really traumatic and stressful, and what's the solution, right?
Right, and so aging in place is this idea on what do we do with our mom and dad, for example, or if you're somebody in your 70s or beyond, maybe the American dream didn't really work out quite so well or as effectively as you thought. So you invested correctly, the market tanks, all of a sudden what are we going to do? We don't want to stay in this big home, we want to downsize. Now you get into a situation like with my mom and dad, there's some health complications, so they can't really live on their own as easily as they used to. Are we going to have them live in our home with us? Are we going to create a bedroom for them? Are we going to build something for them?
How do you make it safe, right?
How do you make it safe? How do you make it effective?
But yet also fun,
Yeah, because you don't want it to be like, Mom, guess what? You're spending the rest of your life in this tiny
in a
room
prison.
with grab bars. It can't be that bad, and it really doesn't have to be. So we're starting to understand this, and a lot of the brands are starting to design cabinetry for universal design, because I have 3 kids under 15. My mom and dad like to hang out while we're cooking dinner. My mom helps out, so she's on a walker now, but she's got an ability to be at a lowered counter, cut the vegetables for the incredible chicken soup that I do make. Round of applause.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that or the marinara. I mean, it's kind of a toss-up, right?
I do a good marinara, too. But I basically pimp out my mom. She's my sous chef. She does a great job slicing and dicing. But it's like, how do we honor that in our own home? So what we've really been seeing as a trend are some of the brands now in terms of cabinet design, kitchen layout and design. How are we going to accommodate these 3 showers as well? How are we going to accommodate these 3 generations in one home? Because this, unfortunately, is our future. We're all going to have to kind of deal with this as we downsize.
But then there's that other part of your future, that Wyatt, who, even though he's getting close to driving, he'll be moving back into your house.
How dare you? I want. Yeah.
So you're going to have.
Yeah, because a lot of the kids are saying. Does anybody have kids
it's the now generation
went to college and now they're kind of back at home? Anybody have that going on?
Yay! Yeah.
Oh, you're the kid.
Yeah. How's it working for you?
Come up here for a second. Come over here.
You couldn't
for any of you parents out there with kids, get down, bad, go. Get back, get a job, get out.
You know, you have a job, but that's the best way to live right now, right?
Right.
Yeah, to save some money.
Yeah, I mean, it really does help. It's like, you know, we talk about this European tradition of grandma's in the house. Well, it really makes sense to have everybody. If you can't afford 3 separate residences, then it's a great thing to do, you know.
Sharing the different stories, right? all
Exactly.
together.
So Cindy and I are putting together a program that you'll see called ericparentpad.com, which will really honor this idea and understand how we can sort of take some design steps to not make it look institutional. At the same time, we can create ways to figure out how to get all the generations
All the age groups
together.
Yeah, so we can grow together and have fun.
Exactly, exactly. So keep an eye out for that. That'll be really exciting.
Yeah.
What else did you want to talk about while you're here?
Well, is there anything you guys want to talk about? We just wanted to share the kitchen project and the aging in place concept. Are you guys just using the seats for comfort for your feet?
By the way, the newcomer, the last person, will do everyone's feet in a massage.
Well, she does a
after
great
this
pedicure.
presentation.
I mean, look at those
So
nails.
thank you for that. Hey, new show that I have coming out in July on A&E called Hideous House. It's based on an old Oprah segment called The Ugliest House in America. So my brother and I, who's also a contractor and a designer, will go around the country and remodel some of the world's ugliest homes. And we've already done several. And I had, imagine, if you will, if you're designers, this guy is an alligator guy in the bayou, and he has a lot of alligator heads that he wanted to feature on his wall. So, like, how do you hang alligator heads to make it look artful and beautiful? It's a challenge.
They're kind of ugly, aren't they?
Yeah, they kind of are.
And didn't you hold an alligator?
I
You were
actually held
wrestling?
one, yeah.
You were
So they're about, this thing was about that big.
And
the
isn't
guy,
it like that tail? The tail can get you.
they can whack around and knock you out. But a thing about that big, I sat on it. The guy was like, give it a try, sit on it. And you tape the mouth with electrical tape because they have no ability to open their mouth, but they can close it really hard and kind of cut your arm off, right? So I taped the thing up and I'm sitting there and all of a sudden the alligator just kind of moved a little and I literally came off it about that far.
But
So
wasn't this the non-feeding season? Isn't it like
this was when they're docile and friendly, apparently. So what I'm trying to tell you
cuddly.
people is please stay off the backs of alligators. Okay. You had a question.
friendly season?
Come over here. I can't hear you.
Oh, yeah.
You got to come all the way up here
Oh,
because we're restricted to this force
yeah,
field.
we can't get too close to the speakers.
What is your name? You can
Hi,
come
Rachel.
in. We
You can
just
come
can't
in,
go out.
But we can't.
What is your name?
Rachel Littner.
Hi, Rachel.
Round of applause.
Yay, Rachel.
Okay, what is your question?
My question is, which blogs are you most inspired by? What do you guys look for to get your inspiration besides your own personal stories?
Which what?
Which blogs? Are there any blogs or
I basically which blondes.
Oh,
Which blogs?
blogs.
Good
Blogs.
question,
Oh,
yes.
that's a great. Oh my
Thank you.
gosh, there's so many. I love House, but that really isn't a blog.
Hopefully next time we'll get smaller
I
microphones.
love apartment therapy. You guys like apartment therapy? Love apartment therapy. Let's see, who else do I love? Pinterest is just great. I mean, I feel like, are you guys using Pinterest to share and swap ideas not only for you but for clients? It just feels, and we talked with Better Homes and Gardens recently, and they have really tapped into that as a major growth niche because it feels that, you know, consumers are smarter. We know what we want. It isn't just about having, you know, your folder with your scraps from, you know, tear sheets, if you will, but showing off and then everyone making note and having like a group think tank,
Yeah,
right?
I think it's a
So
great
that's
way.
becoming like a blog. Are you liking Pinterest? Yeah.
Especially with the designers too. You know, I think the internet has done an amazing job with the ability to create these dream books or worksheets or tear sheets in order for us to get files so that we can show our designers or our clients what we're speaking of. So it's a really helpful thing.
And it kind of boosts your confidence too because you can kind of test it and say, hey, I think that these lampshades are cool. What do you think? And then they'll say, well, maybe not, or
Right.
you know, it's giving you a reference.
Yeah. You know, designers, I don't know if you guys have done this. Have you done the thing where you'll take a picture of the front of your house?
Oh, right, for house front.
And then to get like a front
Door
door
paint?
color, you blow it up a bit, and then you cut the front door out.
And put the paint
And then
chip
you
right
can put
inside.
the chip inside that so that you see your front door in different color tones. It's
That's
a
kind of
really
a
great
fun
way
thing,
to show
yeah.
clients how to
Other
get
thing we learned just the other day, I'm sure a lot of you guys might think of color like your scarf, clothing, nature, paint color as inspiration to begin your design. But what about starting with a carpet? And this is something we're working with some designers in Southern California. They have a show a showcase house called Pasadena Showcase of Design, and it's huge. It's one of the biggest in the country. And this one designer said that her inspiration was a throw rug, and it had all these Moroccan colors, and it, the blues and kind of a cinnamon color, and that became the pattern and the thread, if you will, to all the other complementary colors.
Yeah, yeah.
And I would never have picked a carpet first. I usually would put
Right.
that at the end.
Yeah, so designers, you guys would know this. Apparently, who's a designer here? Can
Would you
come
guys
up-
think of
can
a
you-
co-
One
would
of
you
you come up here. Let me talk to you.
Yeah.
Come on up. So I didn't know this because I'm a stupid general contractor, okay? But apparently, and speak to this if it's true or not, you don't choose wall color first. You choose your elements, and then you build the room around that, correct?
No, I picked color first.
All right, get
Oh,
her out.
see?
Security,
Okay.
get this
So,
woman out
see?
here.
To each his own. I mean,
So
there's different
so how do you
techniques.
do it? We don't have a handheld for this woman, do we? Or
No.
anyone? No? Okay, just come right up here and talk. Talk to me, darling. Talk to me right here. That's right.
I
There's
look
the-
into his eyes.
Yeah,
and
that's
I
right.
said, "You look fabulous in this room."
Here, you got that. So that's how you do it. What kind of work do you do?
I do high rises and coastal interiors. I specialize, and I did yacht interiors for
Oh,
over
wow.
10 years.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
So how
Okay,
do you
great.
do it? What's your process
Hello,
when
one,
you're
two.
designing?
Hey, hang on.
Well, I work in a lot of high rises, which is just a box in the sky. And if anyone's from Chicago, you all know that. So you walk in, and there you go, a box in the sky, and everything's all white. And a lot of it's new construction. So color can totally make a client happy by just starting off right away with color and bringing in the painters, painting the rooms, and voila, you've got dimension, you've got depth, and you've got color. So really, in my design process, especially in high rises,
You start with
color
paint.
is one of the first areas that I go into. And then I do drapes, lots of money in drapes. And then I do luxury closets. And the furniture and all the other elements, antiquing is a
Right.
popular thing, all fall into place.
And
All
what
right,
color
so-
are you liking right now for wall colors?
Well, there's been a lot of grays.
Uh-huh.
Blues are the shades of coastal colors, and natural
Right.
blues are always popular in my
Like
category
robin's
of design.
egg blue, that kind of a shade
Anything
of the blue?
that's sea blues
Uh-huh.
and ocean blues. We're seeing some golds coming back, which is a little scary to me because I grew up with
Like
that.
harvest gold or metallic gold?
Harvest
Harvest
gold.
No, no, not that. An
A little
avocado.
scary.
No. You know how
Little
many years I
scary.
demoed
I know,
that stuff?
I
Okay,
know.
get out of here. Sit down. Get out of my sight.
It wasn't my decision.
Okay, I know. I'm kidding. So here's what we, and thank you for that. Round of applause. We love it when people
Yay.
participate. Thank you so much. So here's what we heard about that I thought was really fascinating. To your point, you start with color, but a lot of these designers, when they come into these historic homes, this home that we're referring to in Pasadena is this beautiful 1923 historic home built by a man that came there at that time.
You can see it if you go to PasadenaShowcase.org, and if you're ever in Los Angeles, it's open, gosh, through the middle of May.
And so each designer gets a room or an area, and what they did was they would walk in, be inspired by some element of the house, and then they would bring in some textile or a pillow or a piece of furniture, and then build a room around that. And then they said to us mostly, which I thought was kind of cool, color is there's so much variety. You can instantly change the wall by just repainting it, but you can't change these beautiful textiles or objects that you find. So start there and then work your way out
Right.
from there.
And
So
what
I
about
thought
what
that was
Paul, this
interesting.
designer
Yeah.
Paul shared with us, a really cool idea that I guess is age old, and that was just in terms of displaying artwork. He has a specialty store where he's all about framing, using, for instance, antique paper, like the old book paper that looks like it's marbleized. It comes in, golds and purples and blacks, and how you can buy that by the sheet and then use that to trim a piece of artwork or a series of photos so it looks like a collection. And then to the next level, he layered them on top of each other as he was hanging them, so it kind of became like a collage, but with depth. And so it gave this very cool thing. And so for his room, it was all about ships, and again, a 1920s home, and there's a photo of an admiral, and there were these, Murphy beds, three of them that came out of the wall that had this really detailed ship design in the base. So as they were all tucked away for at night, you saw these three ships but then imagine off to the side this wall art with these different frames that
Yeah,
were hung.
and what's so cool is that you take like a wall of frames, and then imagine 4 inches away from the wall,
Yes,
another layer
some
on
thicker
top
and-
of that. So you're seeing like the obscured corner of one because another one's in front of it a bit. It's really interesting. You guys should examine that when you're starting to design your own homes. You'd think it looked cluttered, but if you take one element and make it unified, for example,
Right.
the frame itself or the type of collection, then there's that symmetry and it doesn't feel crazy. It feels like you got some consistent through line.
And the
Yeah.
other really cool thing, we go to a lot of trade shows, I'm sure you guys do too. We went to the San Francisco Garden Show. Have you heard of that? It's one of the biggest in the country.
This is all we do. We're like
We
gypsies for
just go to
trade shows. We love these.
Love hotels.
Oh, here's another secret. Go to the trade show, take the Advil in the morning.
Oh yeah, for your feet swelling.
Seriously,
3
this
of them.
works. And then as you walk through the day, there's
See,
no
our feet
pain.
aren't.
Yeah.
Honey Badger doesn't mind our feet.
No, I got
my feet
good,
are fine.
good shoes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
but we learned that the big thing, both for interior and exterior design, is these living walls. Have you guys incorporated the living wall concept to what you're doing? But it's so important, especially for people who don't have much space. You know,
Like
think
apartment
IKEA,
dwellers,
think
like you're talking
vertically.
about.
But it's the same thing with if you don't have much garden space. There's a lot of different living wall materials. You probably heard of woolly pocket. It's a felt type of a fabric, and you can hang it in different shapes and sizes, and it carries the soil and then it drains the water. But now you can have a wall, and I think I've seen a couple of them around here today, of different plants and edibles and so forth, maybe on your balcony or even inside, and it kind of gives you that sense of, you know, you're living green and you're being healthy, and you have that, you know, something that's
Right.
that's natural inside your home or just outside.
Having grown up here in beautiful Evanston, Illinois, round of applause, thank you. very
Yay,
much. Yeah.
Evanston.
I know that you really can't come out of the house until around April, unless you have a big park on. But I think things have changed a bit. The climate seems a little bit better than it used to. But it's amazing, though, that you can have these walls that you can put out on your balcony in a small space, put little succulents
Oh
in there
yeah,
for the
door,
season.
the door idea.
Like, for example, take
the
an old...
whittling
Yeah,
wall.
take like an old antique door, drill holes in it, put these woolly pockets behind it, so that it literally looks like little bird nests all the way across this thing,
And this
leaning
one
against
woman
the wall
she used Velcro.
with these little
didn't
plants.
She used
Yeah,
Velcro and duct tape, I
Yeah.
guess, right?
yeah.
But the idea came from, I guess, the old champagne days, right? Where
Right.
they have to keep turning the bottle of champagne to get it to that right, perfect taste. And so she thought, well, I can make that and put plants and succulents in there. And she had this just outside on the patio, kind of a cool concept.
Yeah,
Bringing the outside in and the in
Ex-
out.
Exactly. And then the other thing that we're really excited about, we're going to do the Dwell event in Los Angeles. When is it? Next month, I
It's in
think.
June.
So we'll be the broadcasts. And hey, the coolest hair in the place. Thank
Oh
you.
my
I love
gosh!
that.
Woo!
It's awesome. Yeah, very cool. Love it.
Oh, well, come over here.
Can you
Let me
show
come over
everyone
here.
here?
Come,
It
come
looks
on
just-
up.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
really
just
cute.
stand up on that platform right there. Look at her hair,
Look at that
everybody.
hair.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, she's got the moves.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Oh, yeah, I used to live there.
Do you
by
love
the
Dwell
way.
magazine? It's fun. Yeah. Oh, do they?
Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
yeah. So the Dwell event, if you guys have never seen, anybody heard of Dwell magazine?
Of
You guys
course.
know, right? Okay. Great stuff there. They're doing, we're doing their event for them. We'll host it for them, and make sure to go to yourhomewizards.com and you can hear that podcast if our radio show isn't syndicated here by then. But we're kind of moving fast, so it may be here already. So check it out, though. We really love that publication because we love the modern take on things, but it also sometimes feels like it's cold and the corners are too hard, and you couldn't possibly have a family environment in a space like that. But I think they do a great job at showing some of the design where it kind of honors all things. It makes it feel cozy. Anyway.
Yeah. So you guys have any other thoughts or things you'd like to share?
No?
No? Are you guys ready for a nap? Okay.
Yeah? You what?
What? Yeah, the Advil.
Seriously,
Yeah,
do the
exactly. So
Advil.
3 Advil before you
Yeah.
begin your serious walking throughout the day. It's amazing. It prevents that throbbing thing.
Yeah.
Who
And then,
knew?
again, she'll massage everyone's feet after the presentation, so go to her as well.
Well, let's see. I guess it's about time. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, you guys are so nice to meet you.
Happy feet. Oh, she's got to-
Oh, wait, let's show this off.
Oh,
She's
happy
got,
feet.
this is,
Oh.
what's your name? This
Danielle.
is Daniela's technique. She uses happy feet, so maybe
Well, there
that'll
we
be
go.
helpful. And then hang out in the booths that have the padding under the carpet. If
Oh,
they
I
don't,
know,
forget
I
it. Don't
know.
even bother going
Yeah.
in.
Thank
All right,
you guys.
Thank you.
We'll be
Nice to
hanging
meet
out.
you.
Come
We're
on,
here
talk.
if you want to talk to us.
Bye.
See you guys.